8 hour of the morning. Shut up! At the conclusion of X007, it's been a fantastic event. Been here since, I don't know, 4 o'clock this afternoon, the prelims. Very interesting stuff, and obviously a huge card and a huge night of action. Congrats to all the people who took part in it, all the fighters that took part in it. Anyone who steps in a ring deserves a big round of applause, and it was an amazing evening and an advert to this space. We then saw a statement made by JJ on the route to legacy, taking on Joe Fournier, obviously 9-0, previously undefeated pro fighter. Top 10 WBA international champion in the past, and putting on another showreel in a brutal display, in a display of in and out boxing, and a very, very conclusive win, which obviously sets up some interesting fights in the near future, which I'm sure you'll come on to in a minute for me. Mabs, perhaps you want to add something also to the other great fights on the card that you especially put together. Salt Pappy, big surprise tonight. I think he got the number of rounds wrong. I think he requested it, if I understood that correctly.
I think it would have worked in Salt Pappy's favour had it been a longer fight. But Anthony Taylor and his team had an amazing game plan, executed it really well, got the win. And Anthony Taylor got a very well-deserved Prime Fighter of the Night, 25k bonus. And then obviously we had Viruz and DK Money. DK looked better than he'd ever been.
Yeah.
And got the knockdown, and then got knocked out viciously by Viruz, who gets the Prime Knockout of the Night bonus, 25k. Tennessee Thresh and Paigey Keiki back and forth. These girls have put in the hours. Been speaking to their coaches. Really, really nice to see the commitment that they put in, back and forth. Neither of them, you couldn't count them out. And for 8 weeks of training, I'd love to have them back, you know. So that was wonderful. Then Belzy and Kimchi as well, back and forth non-stop. So a night of great action. And of course, Deji with the win, nice comfortable win. Swarms. What a transformation he's made as well from the first fight. Like his body transformation looks amazing. And he's improving in the ring, so well done to him. And then of course KSI, the Nightmare, showed why he is the Nightmare. Joe Fournier, I think he dominated that from start to finish. Joe really came in with a lot of confidence and seemed relaxed as well until he felt the power of KSI. And then I think his hesitation caused him to get hit a little bit more. And JJ measured him in the first, was just figuring him out in the first round, then closed distance on him in the second and drowned him out, and just really kind of was going to end it at will. So really, overall, fantastic night. Really pleased with it.
Yeah. JJ, maybe tell us how it felt to be back. I mean, it hasn't been that long this time, but...
I mean, last time I was back, it was January?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Regular now, aren't they?
Yeah, bro. It's like I'm a professional.
2 in 1 night. This will be there.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Full fight in 7 months.
It hasn't even been a year since Misfits started.
Yeah.
In August. And we've already done, 7 incredible events.
I remember the home video on the Sunday to launch.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was wild. But yeah, today... It was a tough test, me against Joe Fournier. He had the experience on me, and as soon as I hit him with a couple shots, I just knew he gave me the eyes when he was like, oh, raw. So at that point, he was very standoffish, and that's where I was able to really just close him down and shorten the distance. And then second round, I came through with that overhand, the shot that he said I wouldn't be able to land on him, came through with it, and then from then on, he was trying to grab me for dear life, trying to just hold me, just trying to figure out where he was. And then from then on, I just hit him right, boom, and that was it.
You've obviously had some anyone who gets in the ring, as I said before, your opponents before obviously been valiant opponents, and no disrespect to Pineda. You know, he's a different sort of a pro boxer, let's say. This tonight was your first opponent that was a proper professional boxer.
Proper test.
So did you notice that when you were trying to find that range with the in and out, did you find it? I mean, it obviously didn't take too long, but was it different? What was different about the?
Well, I just realized he didn't let me do what I wanted to do, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to try a different plan. So yeah, I think you might have seen me do a few switch steps, and also just try to like do a few doubles. This probably means nothing to you, but like in my head, like just to cross over my legs, just go into southpaw and try some stuff, and then. I went back to the basics, just the overhand, and it was just there. It was open. He just left his head there for that massive shot, and then that just fully rocked him. And at that point, he was just trying to survive. He was in survival mode, and that's all she wrote.
And tell me something. I've promoted in Wembley Arena for probably about 20 years, and I've never seen a main event warm up. During the undercard and the loading bay, was that a preparation for what was to come later in the evening, or what were you actually? I was trying to work out what you were doing.
The funny thing is, so I was telling Alexis.
I thought it was a lookalike at first.
I was telling Alexis, well, we've never done this before, and he was like, yeah, we did in the last fight, and I was like, no, we definitely didn't. But then I was like, all right, well, we started doing it, and then, bro, everyone started showing up with the cameras. It was just filming me. But we, with warm-ups are very important.
It's the first I've ever seen.
Yeah, warm-ups.
Was effective.
Well, yeah, man, I did my thing. I felt fresh. I felt alive. I felt ready, man. And, even with the 1-2 shots that he hit me with, I just ate them. And I was like, yeah, bro, this guy can't do anything to me. Because I just know how hard I train, in camp. How, the people I spar with, it's at such a high level. So... yeah, for me, I just know whenever I touch you, you're going to sleep.
We obviously saw, there's lots of interesting fights out there, but clearly we had a visitor here tonight.
Yeah. Tommy Fury.
Was an interesting
yeah, man. I won that fight, bro. I won that fight. And I already know.
He wants it as well.
I already know people are going to doubt me, being like, you have no chance, there's no way. And I'm like, try me, fam. Put me in the ring. Everyone's saying, oh, you've got power, this, blah, 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 blah. And then I show people me knocking them out, beating them constantly. And then you're like, oh, he's not that good. Oh, he's not that good. And then when I go in and beat the people that you didn't think I'd beat, then what?
So we close Tommy next.
I want Tommy, bro. Okay. Give me Tommy, man.
We get that done. Right.
Fury next.
We go to the floor. Hold on. Wait. Let's go one at a time, Brahim.
Radio Raheem. We saw you reviewing a knockout shot when you sat down. Fournier has called that an illegal shot. He's even going so far to say that it was an intentionally illegal shot. What's your response to that?
Well, I hit him with an overhand. He came through, trying to survive, right to the body. He's trying to grab hold of me, and then I gave him a right hook.
Did you feel anything on the elbow? Is there
Honestly, it was so fast, I didn't even think that I hit him with the elbow.
If you look back at it, sorry, I'm just to jump in, but I've had these situations a few times before in boxing. He throws the first flurry of punches. Fournier steps back, clearly those have rocked him. He comes in, and yes, there's a right hand that goes over. You can see the best shot is if you look behind the head. You see when the fist goes past the chin, the head moves. So the movement has been caused initially by the punch. Yes, there's a follow through. You can see it's not an elbow, actually, it's more of a forearm that comes across it. That happens in big fights. I've had it happen early this year with, refresh me, Raheem, Liam Smith and Chris Eubank Jr. It happens in flurries of punches. It's not intentional. It's absolutely not intentional. It's nothing that's going to change the decision or something. It's something that happens in boxing. But it's not, there's no way in hell that he throws that. You'd be a boxing genius if you managed to pull the elbow off. It doesn't happen like that.
Why would I want to illegally hit him? It just makes no sense.
Tommy Fury, after a knockout like that, he still says that Jake Paul is better than you, that you'll be an easy fight.
Okay, well,
he'll chin you.
Put me in the ring. Put me in the ring. Bro, the amount of times Jake Paul hit with an overhand, and bro, like, Tommy just ate it. Jake Paul ain't got power like me, bro. I'm different.
Are you approaching fighting differently? Like the first round, with a little unorthodox, awkward angles, is that an intentional approach to the fight?
Yeah. That's, like, this is what we've all worked on. And basically, with me, I'm just an awkward guy. It's hard to find someone that spars like me, because if I'm just like traditional, jab, right hand. Yeah, you can get several guys like that. Whereas with me, I like to just switch it up, be different, be all over the place. And it works. I still win every time I get wins.
JJ, we spoke just before on Thursday after the press conference how special it was to be on the same card again as your brother Desi.
Yeah.
I mean, how special is it now?
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Deji, I always said he can be one of the best in the scene. And he just keeps smashing it, man. Like, he just looks so comfortable. And the shot selection was phenomenal. He was the footwork was nice. Yeah, bro, he was just catching swarms, and swarms just didn't know what to do with him.
And do you feel like the more fights you have, the more pressure you've got on your shoulders, but you're a man that likes fighting under these pressure moments?
For me, I love the pressure, and I bring it onto myself. Bro, look how I talk online, especially. People always saying I'm like an anime character when I speak and all this and that, and I think I'm the villain. Bro, I do it on purpose because I want all the pressure. I want people to want me to fail, and then when I keep proving them wrong, I just get to laugh in their face. And it feels great.
And the one thing I didn't say, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said in the press that you were going to dance on him when you won. I did a little dancing. I did a little, but no, I wanted to be respectful, and look, he got into the ring, and any man that gets into the ring deserves respect. And I went over to him. I said, unlucky, and then we moved on.
JJ, I'm not sure if you saw earlier on the night, but Tommy Fury and Idris Virgo got into a bit of a brawl.
I didn't see this.
Well, after this, I will watch a bit. I don't know what brought upon that. But
Okay.
If he got physical with you at a presser, do you see yourself retaliating a similar thing happening?
What, in terms of me and Tommy?
Yeah.
What?
We got pretty physical in the ring.
I mean, did you not see what happened in the ring, brother?
No, I'm talking outside the ring.
Yeah, I'll slap him. Yeah, quick slap.
Do you think, is there a genuine dislike from your part towards
I think for me, I just, like, my hatred is towards people who think that they're better than me in this influencer boxing scene.
When you sized him up face to face,
Yeah.
his wife for the first time, what did you see when you looked in his eyes?
Yeah, he's a big guy. It reminds me of Logan Paul, who was also a big guy. But I have no fear, man. I always take risks. My whole life has just been risk upon risk, and I reap the rewards because of it. So,
JJ, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Look, good performance, but I have to go back to that situation after the knockdown because on social media it's popping up whether there's angles of the knockdown. In my opinion, if I'm completely honest, it does look like the elbow landed before the punch. But I just want to say Joe Fournier did walk past. I think he wanted to say to you that you didn't win cleanly. I didn't hear it correctly. Guy Kale Mams as well. If Joe wants to, go to the commission and have a word with that, is they going to get anything done about that? Or?
But let me just quickly take that. You're a boxing reporter, or what's your background?
Yes, I'm a
What's your?
reporter.
I've never seen you at a boxing press conference before. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What angles you seen?
I can show you around another-
Yeah, you show me afterwards. But let me. We've answered the question on it.
I'm not
There's
saying-
one angle. I'll give it to you totally right. One angle looks like a straight elbow, absolutely. But there's also the key angle. If you look at behind the head, that's the angle that you look at the commission. That's the angle where you see which part when the head moves. If the head moves, then clearly there's impact. Are we agreed on that? So look at the angle from behind the head. So thank you for the question. That's more questions to Joe Fournier if he wants to put in a protest. I've heard they're going to. If they do, brilliant. That's down to the commission. But we'll just talk about the result tonight in the future, please.
final question for me though is also you walked out with Books Malone. Big entrance. You did speak about how you're gonna make it a flashy entrance.
Yep.
Just talk to me about that. That was big for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it made sense obviously with the whole boxing link up. It'd be sick to have him in the ring, get him fighting, especially on Misfits. But yeah, man, it just made sense. He came through with a verse, killed it, and I was like, yeah, bro, walk me out, man. Let's make history tonight.
JJ, I know you're focused on Tommy Fury. You made your WrestleMania debut.
Yeah.
And then you've gone against Joe Fournier. Can we expect to see more WWE appearances now that you made your debut?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know how many bumps I can take, especially like that, bro. I don't know if I can take Logan Paul jumping from 10 feet onto me.
How did it feel to take that bump from Logan Paul?
It winded me. Yeah. And that's why I didn't move for a while when I was down there. But yeah, look, I fully enjoyed the experience, but I will leave it to the professionals for sure.
And what's with Logan Paul returning to boxing? Is there any updates on that? Because he's had an extension from his WWE contract. Is he coming back into the boxing fold? And what's the updates on that?
Watch this space. We'll see.
James, back here. You've got an August 26th date booked in London, I think at the O2. Is that the date you would ideally like for the Tommy Fury fight?
You're very well informed, sir. I'd like to know your contact at the O2. That's interesting.
Well, but there's a London date announced.
There's a London date, yeah. There's a London date. We've got one in September, then we've got one in October. We don't actually have one in August, I don't believe. So you're close. You're close. You're close. It would be the anniversary of 001, actually.
Yeah.
It would be nice, but no, there's an early September and there's one that's a little bit later. But as I said, we haven't made a deal with Fury yet. We'll sit down, do the business side of things, and we get fights done. That's what we
I
do.
assume that's the time frame you would like, right?
I mean, I'm ready whenever.
Tomorrow.
I'm ready whenever. Yeah, I just let these guys do what they need to do. Obviously, there's a lot of logistics, but yeah.
Did you catch, I'm sure you didn't, but your best friend, Jake, shot a little tweet out saying
I ain't
he
seen
knows
nothing.
it's a disqualification or no contest.
I didn't see nothing. Is that with the... Okay. Well, I mean, I need to probably see it because I felt like I hit him with the right.
Of course he's gonna. Duck Paul is gonna start
Duck Paul.
talking again. That's that's just his style. He likes to hate on JJ every chance he gets, especially now that he's got an L in that column. He's taken a big loss. He wants JJ.
It don't hit the same anymore, man. With Jake.
I think we've moved on from Duck Paul. He's ducked too hard. Go for Tommy, and then see what's next after that.
Right.
No. JJ, that's one.
You're killing it with the boxing scene.
Yeah.
You're killing it with the music.
Uh-huh.
You say you never take the L's. I don't know if you've seen Gideon's hairline surgery, but do you think that would be next on your to-do list?
You know what? After seeing Gideon's transformation and seeing the amount of love he's been getting, it was tempting. But I think maybe after my boxing career is over, I'll consider it. But right now, I feel like it helps, shine off all the shots to the head. Yeah, I feel like with the hairline, they're able to catch my head a bit more. Yeah.
It's like a force field against the hate as well.
Yeah. What?
It bounces off.
Okay.
JJ, Soul Poppy is probably the second most popular Misfits boxer. Obviously, he took his first loss tonight. What are your thoughts on that? Have you had an opportunity to speak with him?
Yeah, I mean, Andy Taylor just did his thing, man. The tactics were perfect with Andy Taylor. I think with Salt Pappy, he should have asked for more rounds, man.
He should have.
Like the 3 rounds fucked him up. It didn't help. Like with Salt Pappy, he's a patient guy and he
Especially
works.
if you're trying to catch a man.
Yeah, he
Yourself
works on
less time
counter
to catch
punches.
him. I don't.
Yeah, so I didn't really understand the logic behind it, but yeah, fair play to Anthony Taylor. And
You get warrants a rematch. You might see that on the next card.
yeah, you never know. I think definitely with more rounds. Definitely not 3 rounds. 10 rounder, yeah.
We'll have Poppy come back and fight. Listen, it's his first loss. He's a young fighter.
Yeah.
Anthony Taylor, for him, that opened a lot of doors as well. And I always promise the winner's going to have a lot of opportunities. And also, even the cool thing about Misfits is, look at Deji. He lost his first 3 fights,
Yeah.
right? Now he's won 2 fights and he's done amazing and he's still getting big fights. So it's not like traditional boxing that a loss defines your career. So Salt Happy will be back bigger, better, stronger.
One from Fred. Fred, just a second, Fred.
Another question. It's interesting what Matt was saying there about how in infamous boxing you can have a number of losses, like Eddie, for example, and bounce back. But in boxing, you have 1 or 2 losses,
And then no one cares.
Why do you think that is different about infamous boxing?
Sorry?
Why do you think it's so different?
Well, because it's just entertainment, and I feel like we have a better community in the influencer boxing scene compared to traditional boxers. I feel like a bit more ruthless.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
A bit more ruthless and dangerous.
No, you know what it is? They actually give you the most shit ever. Like, they kill you online, but their memory spans are shorter. Like, they're more forgiving.
So
it's like
I looked off the Klitschko's. They go, Vladimir Klitschko lost 3 times by knockout and then went on to become heavyweight champion and stay heavyweight champion undefeated for 10 years. So you learn as a pro as well. The difference is, and that was from Donny, the question, straight away Jake Paul, who's got a lot of followers, fair enough. It comes out and has a pop. It's clear that we get questions that it's, an elbow. What if there was in a boxing fight? Sorry, the press
Jake
conference
Paul
again.
wants to be a Hall of Famer.
You wouldn't get those questions after that flurry of punches where he's clearly taking him out with the first shot. And he's rocking and rolling. He's coming with another 1-2, boom, and he's finished maybe on a forearm, which is after a punch. Sorry, that doesn't happen in normal boxing. So this space is about the love and the hate. It's about the reaction. So is that a normal reaction? Of course it is, and we'll ride on it. And tomorrow's another day. That's what it is.
The WBC was willing to offer Jake Paul a ranking if he beat Tommy Fury. You face Tommy Fury and beat him, will you be seeking that same ranking?
I'm putting a call into Mauricio on Monday.
Sure.
I might do it tonight on the way home. He'll be up with a tequila now, so I'll give him a call.
Thank you.
Good
KSI
question.
and Jake have always been on this one-upmanship, and now KSI seems to be on the trajectory to fight Tommy Fury. Jake Paul put a rematch clause in his fight with Tommy. Would you look to signal your intent and confidence by not putting the rematch clause against Tommy Fury if the 2 do meet?
Don't think
He didn't use the rematch clause, though, did he?
He didn't use it, because he knew he was going to lose.
That's a valid question.
He's going to lose again, and then he'd be 5-2, 6-2, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I don't think we need a rematch clause with anyone at this point that we're going to take on. Tommy next, no rematch clause needed. Let's run this thing, and then
Stadium fight, Miles.
Sorry.
That stadium fight.
We'll let you guys know when we can, and ultimately what I was saying is, look, the cool thing is, yes, JJ does have this anime larger-than-life character. Any one of you guys who spend 5 minutes away from the persona which drives him as a boxer, you can't confuse that. This is what drives JJ. When you hang out with him and have a cup of tea, I've never had a cup of tea with you, have I? We've had
But I'm not really.
But he's a humble, chill guy, right? And at the end of the day, he knows he's got realistic expectations. He's like, I'm the best on this scene. Duck Paul says he wants to be a future champion and a Hall of Famer, and he'll be a Hall of Famer for being a duck. I think that's pretty much it. No more Jake Paul though. Let's make this. This is about KSI tonight.
Just a question about the potential KSI Tommy Fury fight then. Obviously it would be huge here, massive. The numbers seem to be like it is in Saudi. Was that something that you would Saudi would take over there?
No.
It would be definitely here.
Please, here.
UK.
Yeah.
UK, baby.
No offense to Saudi, but
also, just to say on the stadium front, it's definitely it's 100% a stadium fight. But the problem is the time of the year. It's the Premier League season. Unfortunately, my team is the only team where the stadium would be possible because they have that special pitch, but there's not a chance in hell I'm going to convince him to do it at Tottenham. So we're sort of stuck on the stadium part of things. So I think Arsenal's old stadium doesn't manage to do that.
I don't want to start that fight with a bad omen. It's going there.
It's either Manchester or London.
Right, thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That pitch does change.
Yeah, but no, it's a nice stadium, but.
So when they see like a clear disqualification, because it was a clear elbow, you guys have seen it, it's gone viral all over the internet, but batteries nearly died, and there was no punch anywhere near. That once they review it, hopefully on Monday, that this result will be rectified to a disqualification. I know KSI is the promoter, he is Misfits, but the PBA is a commission, and I hope that they will do the right thing. When the world's seen it, you guys have seen it. It's not close. And also being in the fight game, knowing how an elbow comes through, there's a long distance between this and this. Yeah, that fist had to get out of the way to land the elbow, right? You guys, any of you MMA guys, and it just so happens he trains at an MMA gym. So for me, it's a clear intentional elbow, because as you saw, he hit me with some great right hands. Fair play to him. But they didn't put a dent in me, did they? I smiled at him, told him to hit me again. So they had to resort to a second tactic. Everyone knows I'm a slow starter, I'm a 12-round fighter, not a 6-round fighter. So just getting in my groove, started landing a bit more, as you saw in the second round, I was feeling good in there. And even with the elbow, I still nearly made the 10 count on an illegal elbow. So I just hope, it was a bit funny that the promoters disappeared, and the Calais gone, and Mans is gone, everyone's gone, but I'm here as the main event. I was told I was doing a press conference, and it's funny how no one's mentioned it, and they've it looked like they were trying to wrap this up without letting me get my say, because it's probably, I'd like to think there isn't any embarrassment on their side and they're being genuine now, but everyone has eyes in this room, and if I'm saying something wrong, please correct me, but I think you've all seen it, would you all agree that was a clear elbow?
Joe, they were asked about it. They pretty much brushed it aside.
Of course, because
Denied
it's
the elbow.
business.
So how far are you willing to take this protest? What resources do you have?
Well, we will be filing a complaint with the commission. They're a new commission, the PBA. I'm not familiar with them. Whenever I fought in the UK, it was under the British Boxing Board before. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a reputable commission, then you got to make the right decisions. When everyone in the world has seen it, it's gone totally viral on every news channel. That it was a clear, even DAZN have posted it. It's, DAZN in other regions have posted it's an elbow. The PBA then need to go back and overturn the decision. It was in the second round, and it should be a clear disqualification. You cannot go out of the clinch and elbow someone in the head and end the fight like that.
Are you willing to continue fighting until or unless this thing is resolved? If KSI is not willing to fight you again, are you going to continue your career as a boxer?
Well, if he doesn't fight me again, then he's a coward and he knows he's cheated. Because if he felt so confident, if I went in the ring and I hit someone clean in a second round knockout and he said run it back, I'd be like, sure, just to make sure. But if he doesn't fight, it means that he realized, oh shit, he was getting back in the fight and he had to go to dirty tactics to do that. And I'd hope that, I really like Calais Allen and Mams Taylor. And I'd like to think that they will be men of class and men of integrity and keep the respect for the sport, because there's so much youth here that I fought on this fight. I've been saying it all along in the lead up. I'm doing this to inspire the youth. You're teaching kids to cheat if you get in trouble, or to work hard and win fairly, square and fair. A controversial judge's decision is one thing, but a dirty elbow that is super obvious, that you've seen, you can't celebrate that. You can't, disrespectful doing push-ups at his coach and trying to insult me from the other side. Like, they're proud of cheating. I mean, what does that teach our youth? If that's what we're teaching our youth now, then yeah, well, it's not something I want to be a part of, because I want my children to grow up with class, integrity, and know that hard work pays, not cheating.
Joe, back here, I wonder, are you happy that it appears you've got the support of Jake Paul on this issue?
Did I?
That he respects boxing too much to respect what that was. If that was indeed a real boxing match, it'll be ruled a no contest or a DQ.
Well, thank you very much, Jake Paul. I agree with him wholeheartedly. And, he's someone that says it how it is. And listen, guys, it's obvious. I'm not here to, make excuses. I told you he hit me with some great right hands. He did. He was doing great in the fight. He didn't need to do that, But he did after he felt the power of mine, The first round, he won, clearly, I think. But the second round, I was getting back into it. And I call it how it is from day one, from the beginning to the end. I've always called it how it is. So, yeah, it should be a disqualification, in my opinion. It should be just another win for me. I know it's not a professional bout, but the PBA is going in the direction of becoming a professional commission. So I hope on Monday, when we lodge our complaint, listen, this doesn't go my pro record either way, but it's the fact of the matter is I'm a man of integrity, and I want to give a good example. If you get cheated, you need to rectify that as a man.
What made you think that the elbow was intentional and not accidental?
Because I've been in the fight game for 20 years. This guy's a professional MMA fighter. You come out of clinch, the glove. You see him. I have the replay. If you want to zoom in on it, you can. He comes out. You see the glove go past. I'm looking into the glove go past, and you see him bring it up and then down onto the chin. Clear elbow. Because once you throw a hook like this, right? The elbow doesn't reach out after the hook. It's not biomechanics of throwing a hook. Go into the gym, throw a hook, hit the bag with a hook, hit the bag with an elbow. That's a technique. That's a technique. Totally different. So it was intentional elbow, which would be a disqualification. It's like if I went up to him, kicked him in the shin. It's that obvious. So what's weird for me is that if I had won like that, I'd be embarrassed. I would be like, you know what? Let's run it back. I'd be a man about it because I wouldn't want my kids going, oh, dad's a cheater. And so that's how I feel about it. Any other?
Despite the finish,
Yeah.
are you surprised by KSI's skill set in the ring?
Well, especially, what did he do besides wing the overhand right? I was a bit slow starting. I'm always a bit slow starting. I'm a 40 year and a half, so, but then as soon as I started to get his time, and you saw in the second round, he was pumping his jab, I was matching him jab for jab, and he gassed out. He started slowing down after the first round. So I was just getting in my rhythm, and I was starting to enjoy it. You didn't see me panicked or stressed, or I was light on my feet. I wasn't puffed out. So no, I wasn't overly impressed with anything. I was actually under impressed with the right hand because it landed flush 3 times, and I smiled at him because let me tell you, this guy right here, he's a one. What are you? 135, 45. He hits way harder than these guys. Because remember, in real boxing, you're walking around at that division. You're talking Bevo. You're talking real punches. That guy, he punches like he was doing good in the fight. I'm not going to put him down. He was doing great. Why did he cheat? I don't understand why.
If you had to say yes or no, do you believe that the result will be overturned as a disqualification?
I would like to believe, right? I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt, right? Same way I came on this promotion to give them the benefit of the doubt that they were going to be fair. I'm quite disappointed that Calais and Mams ran off because, this is an open discussion to you guys because they're meant to be, inclusive of all of these things, not to run away and hide, oh, this never happened. Oh, it looked like the angle. What do you mean? The DAZN is the channel they've put out and it's an elbow. This is your broadcaster. It was not I don't own DAZN, So I'd like to think that when they go back and look, they'll think, oh, fuck, we screwed Joe. It's really bad for our reputation as an organization that we're going to cheat to let our boy win. I know KSI owns the promotion. I knew that coming into it. I thought maybe if it was a tight fight, I probably won't get the nod. But that's the same when you fight on any card in the world when it's a tight fight and you're fighting the promoter's boy, let alone the promoter. But to let them get away with elbows, like a whole different sport, do you think that's fair?
Joe,
Yeah.
Going into the fight and what you just said there, you said you're a bit of a slow starter. So was you impressed with the first round and was it almost in the game plan to let KSI come out of the blocks quite quickly?
Yeah. We always said that. We said that.
Off as well.
Yeah. It was always just have a look at him for the first round. You see, I didn't throw many punches. I wanted to see what he could do. I wanted to feel his power, wake me up a little bit. I did. Then the second round, I came out super confident because I'm like, all right, cool. I got his timing of his jab. He takes a little step back, jumps in. So it was all we had a beautiful strategy for this whole fight, and it's a shame that it ended in this disgraceful way of someone cheating, and then furthermore, then afterwards they're celebrating cheating. It's not something that I'm about. So let's run it back in Miami. Let's have the rematch. And let's do it fair and square. And I don't mind fighting whenever they want to fight, but you can't call this for definitely not a loss for me. And definitely not a win for him. This should be disqualification, if anything.
You're more disappointed because you actually probably want the fight to go on a bit longer.
Because I actually thought, I was just starting to enjoy it. You saw the walk-in. You enjoyed the walk-in. I was having fun in there. I wasn't nervous. I was kind of like, oh, it's good to be back under the lights, headlining pay-per-view show. And like I've said all along, I really respected those guys of KSI. I always talked highly about his team and his coaches. And then for them to be disrespecting me, to Alexis from London Shoot Fighters after the fight, trying to insult me in the ring when they've clearly cheated, and then them celebrating something that they know was cheating, then I'm like, oh, so this is what it is. It's just like, it's just nice to your face, but behind, they're not so nice. And I'm a man. And when you're a man, you say it how it is, and you say it to a man's face.
I'm interested to sort of hear. We actually spoke before on Thursday, and you said that you're actually going to have a look at some of the other fights. Did you get a chance to do that in your room? Did you impress with anyone else? On the undercard?
I didn't end up watching any. Sorry. Sorry, we were warming up. Sorry.
First question. I was just wondering, let's say hypothetically they don't overturn
Yeah.
the loss.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, listen, at the end, unfortunately for the world, is that now we have social media and everyone in the world has eyes. And it doesn't matter if there's a ruling or a judgment of some sort when everyone in the world can see what really happened. I truly believe the PBA is a commission that wants to be taken seriously and compete with the British Boxing Board. If not in the near future, certainly in the future. So if they let things like this slide, I would be very surprised, because at the end of the day, it's clearly cheating. So if you're saying, like, if I own the PBA, which I don't, and it was like, okay, we're going to allow the guy that pays us to cheat, then it's not really like why these commissions end up lasting for so many years. They have integrity. So when the British Boxing Board, for example, pulled the Ben Eubank fight, they would have made way more money if they allowed that fight to happen, right? But they lost money because they were trying to be integral. And so I believe that the PBA should review this on Monday. We will file a complaint, and then hopefully they'll have the integrity to see what the rest of the world's seen.
And one more question.
Sure.
You came out with a lot of baddies in your
Yeah.
entrance walk. I was just wondering if maybe you can slide a ting over my way.
I was thinking to do the same. I'm trying to get the DM as soon as I get out of here.
Joe, would you be happy with no contest, or are you calling fully for the DQ?
I think it was an intentional elbow. So from my opinion, what I will lodge is an intentional elbow, which in boxing is a disqualification. Yeah. Remember when Mike Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear? Was that a no contest, or did he lose? It's the same thing though. You're hitting someone with a part of your body you're not meant to hit them with, right? It's cheating. So for me, it's a disqualification. That should go as a win for me. And if he wants to rematch it, to just make sure, I'm down for the rematch. If it's a no contest, I'll be disappointed, but certainly it's not a win for KSI, because you can't throw elbows in boxing.
Joe,
Yeah, sure.
How did you feel when you came out the ring walk today? How was the atmosphere?
Oh, it was incredible. It's truly special. I really felt like I'd made it, baby. Like all those beautiful girls throwing you get any of the dollar bills? The £50 notes, the Fournier notes? Oh, you sure you got one? Yeah, if you're on eBay now, they're going for a few quid more. So.
Would you like to fight on Misfits again?
Listen, I would love to fight on Misfits if Misfits is what it was sold to me when I signed the contract, which is a fair organization that wants a fair champion and they want everybody to win fairly. If that is what it is, and there's something that's going to bring people through, bring the children through with good examples, and I'm all down to fight on Misfits. At this moment, I don't have a problem with Misfits. I don't have a problem with KSI. I don't have a problem with Mams. The only problem I have is with Alexis's class after the fight, where he was being disrespectful, which I thought was very weird, because I've known that guy for many, many years. And I think, like, even as a coach, if you have something you want to talk about privately, you go and talk about it privately. And secondly, I don't have a problem with the PBA because they haven't had a chance to make their decision yet. So let them go through the process. We will be absolutely lodging a complaint, and let them rectify. Everyone let them rectify the mistake that they made.
Joe, thanks, Joe. That's it. Thanks,
guys, I want to take 2 more questions.
Joe just did.
Yeah.
You mentioned about Calla, the KSI shooting up, but there's a key absentee in your team right now, that being David Hay. Have you met?
Yeah.
I should speak to David. What do you think of the fight and the elbow, I guess?
David saw it was a clear elbow. He's done a few interviews about it. So yeah, he said black and white. He goes, it's not karate. It's not a Thai boxing fight. It's a boxing fight. So that would, in any world level fight, that would be a clear disqualification.
So if a potential rematch was to happen afterwards, would you consider going back to pro boxing?
I would do, yeah. I got the bit between my teeth today. I realised I can take big shots really easily and walk through them, and I'm ready for the pro game now. So yeah, I want to just get this guy out of the way one more time, and then I'll go straight back to the pro game.
Thank you, everybody. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.